MMA Boxing Talk here, coming at you with another video. In this video, I want to talk about the upcoming lightweight fight in the UFC between Anthony Showtime Pettis and Eddie Alvarez. Now, this is the first fight that Pettis is going to have since he lost his 155-pound title back in March of 2015. He lost that to Rafael dos Anjos, the new champ. So this is a very big fight for the 155-pound division, because if Pettis happens to win this fight, he will most likely get the next title shot. And McGregor, it's official that he is fighting Rafael dos Anjos in March. So the winner of McGregor and dos Anjos will be champ. Whoever wins that fight, there's a good chance that Pettis will get the winner, unless it's a super close fight and McGregor dos Anjos ends up, getting a rematch. So, and Eddie Alvarez, if he beats Pettis, I mean, he's right in the mix as well. These are two, top five, top 6 or 7, maybe even 8 guys, because that division is so strong and the rankings aren't always the most accurate. But Alvarez, don't kid yourself, he's right up there in the top 5, 6, or 7 guys in that 155-pound division. The lightweight division, one of the strongest divisions in the UFC, by far the most depth. So, Anthony Pettis, a lot of hype. He had a lot of hype, behind him before he lost that belt. Now, he was coming off some really big wins. He defeated Benson Henderson to get the lightweight title back in 2013. Then he went on to beat Cowboy Cerrone in the first round with a liver kick. It just folded Cerrone. And in 2012, this was a little while ago, but he knocked out Joe Lozon via head kick. It was a shin to chin, as they say. But Pettis is he has a great style. I mean, you watch his highlight video; it's one of the best. His striking's phenomenal. His flying knees are great. He's got arguably some of the best kicks in MMA today. Now, on the other hand, Eddie Alvarez, this is only going to be his 3rd fight in the UFC. Now, before he came to the UFC, he fought in 2 different fighting promotions. He fought in Bellator in the United States, and he fought with the Dream promotion out of Japan. Now, going back the last 6-7 years, even though Eddie Alvarez wasn't in the UFC, he was still, to the MMA world, to the MMA hardcores, he was, still considered one of the best lightweights in the world. Just a tremendous amount of heart, great boxing skills. He's really good at bobbing and weaving, setting up his punches. He's a good wrestler. He can grind you out. He's got a lot of heart. He can take a punch. All these things. And I would like to note, Anthony Pettis does have a lot of heart as well. But I'll get to that in a little bit. But so this is a really huge matchup. Now, I didn't mention it before, but this is going to be this Sunday on free TV on Fox or TSN in Canada. I believe it's going to be playing on Canada on TSN. It's on the undercard of the much anticipated TJ Dillashaw versus Dominic Cruz. That's a title fight. This Pettis Alvarez fight is going to be on the undercard. So now I'm going to just basically break this down into basically 2 or 3 parts. I'm first going to talk about Alvarez and Pettis, both of their most recent losses in the UFC. I'll start with Pettis. Like I said before earlier in this video, that Pettis lost his title to Rafael dos Anjos, who I'm going to refer to as RDA or Dos Anjos. Now, they fought in March of 2013, like I said. Pettis lost his belt. Now RDA, a couple of reasons why he was so successful against Pettis was he just kept pushing the pace and pushing Pettis to the fence. He really was good at controlling distance because he used quick footwork and closed the gap very quickly against Pettis, and basically not allowing Pettis to have that extra second to set up his kicks and his flying knees and any of his striking, because Pettis is an elite striker. So RDA, who's the new champ, he never gave Pettis that opportunity. He closed the gap quickly. He brought him to the fence. He grinded it out. He's got a lot of power, RDA, and he won all 5 rounds. It was a unanimous decision for RDA. Now, it was no means a brutal, horrendous, it wasn't that ugly. Pettis lost. It was embarrassing because he was the champ and he had a lot of hype and a lot of he had a big ego, before this fight. He had not lost. He had coming off of 2 submissions against 2 opponents, Henderson and Gilbert Melendez. Both guys had never been submitted before, so he had all this hype behind him. It might have got to his head a bit, not too sure, but anyway, it was a great fight with RDA. Pettis, it showed he's got a decent chin because RDA's got some power and he hit him some heavy shots. He showed that he can withstand some punishment there within a 25-minute fight, So that's good. Even though Pettis lost, he did show that he's got a good chin and quite a bit of heart. Now let's go to Eddie Alvarez. His last loss was against Donald Cowboy Cerrone. This was in September 2014. Now this was Eddie Alvarez's first UFC fight, and they threw him right into the wolves. They gave him Cowboy Cerrone right off the bat. A good matchup. Mind you, Cowboy Cerrone, 6'1", Eddie Alvarez, only 5'9", so a little bit shorter. It's a real tough fight for his first one, but he was doing really well in Bellator and in Dream over in Japan, so they wanted to test him and see what he was made of right away. It ended up being a 3-round unanimous decision for Cowboy, but what a fight that was. In the first round, Eddie Alvarez came out and got Cowboy right in the clinch and unloaded a numerous amount of uppercuts in the clinch, dirty boxing, and really roughed him up. And he must have landed about 20 punches, 20 blows, a lot of uppercuts when he had him in the clinch and when he had Cowboy in the clinch in the first round. Now, after the first round, going into the second, Cowboy started doing his thing and started, keeping more of a range and distance between him and Alvarez. He started setting up his leg kicks, which Alvarez took a lot of leg kicks. Alvarez, he's a boxer, and he's moving and bobbing and stuff like that, so he's always bending forward and leaning in, different angles and stuff. So Cowboy caught him with a couple really good head kicks and a couple knees. So that'll be interesting to look for because Pettis, that's his bread and butter, the kicks and the knees. So we'll see if he'll be able to do that to Alvarez like Cowboy did. But it was a really close fight. Alvarez against Cowboy, he showed his heart in that fight. It was only a 3-rounder, but what a fight that was. He did hurt Cowboy in the first round, but Cowboy, he definitely got the unanimous decision. He came back and had a good win there. But now, I want to talk about so Pettis and Alvarez. One fighter they have in common is Cowboy. Like I said before, Pettis finished Cowboy with a liver kick in the first round back in 2013, and in September 2014, I was just saying, Alvarez lost a close unanimous decision to Cowboy. Now another fighter that they have in common is Gilbert Melendez, who trains with the Diaz brothers. Now when Pettis fought him, he fought him in 2014, and that was Pettis' first title defense against Gilbert Melendez. He ends up submitting Gilbert Melendez in the second round. Now, when Alvarez fought Gilbert Melendez, he It was just in 2015, just last year, and he won a close split decision victory over Melendez, who are similar fighters, scrappy, a lot of heart, come to fight. So that's basically what Alvarez is. Fighting against Pettis, I mean, it's going to be interesting because Pettis lost to RDA, who's definitely, I would say, better significantly than Eddie Alvarez. He's stronger. I think he's more explosive. Definitely like stronger, more power, I should say. But Alvarez is going to make it a good fight. He's a hard guy to finish. He's a hard guy to put away. Obviously, Cowboy hit him with some good head kicks and knees and couldn't put Eddie Alvarez away. So he can definitely take a kick to the head, a knee to the body, and so on. So that'll be a good fight with Pettis and Alvarez. Now, I just want to just go, before I make my prediction, I want to just say a few things on what like both fighters should do to be successful in this fight. I'll start off with Eddie Alvarez. He really has to let his hands go. He's got good boxing, like I said. He's definitely, I would say, the better boxer if you're comparing him to Pettis. Now, if you're talking MMA striking, Pettis is definitely better than Alvarez. But boxing specifically, Alvarez takes that. So he has to let his hands go. He's got to overwhelm Pettis, unleash a barrage of punches, get him in the clinch, like he did with Cowboy. He's got to put him up to the fence, use his wrestling, make it a grimy, dirty, in the trenches type fight. And he's got to mix up his striking with his takedowns, and he's got to keep Pettis on his toes. If he keeps Pettis on his toes, Pettis won't, have the ability or time to set up his leg kicks and head kicks and his flying knees and any type of strike he has. Now, if we're talking about Pettis, he's got to stay off the cage. He's got to stay in the center of the octagon, use his range, use that distance to set up his leg kicks, and just he can't allow it to be an in tight and in close fight. He doesn't want to fight this fight in a phone booth. He wants to use his range, and once he gets his rhythm and starts setting up kicks, he just needs a few to the body or to the head, and that's gonna hurt Eddie Alvarez. So that's what he's got to do to win. So it should be a really good fight. My prediction is Anthony Pettis is going to win this fight. Now, it's a really difficult fight to give an exact prediction because Pettis is coming off of his his loss to RDA, where he lost the title. So this is his first fight, and it'll be 14 months since he fought RDA. So we just don't know how he's going to come out. I think he's going to come out fine. Obviously, against RDA, it's not like he lost he didn't lose dramatically by a knockout. He wasn't out cold. He lost a tough fight. He got beat up a little, but he'll be fine. I think he'll be more motivated, maybe more focused. And Eddie Alvarez, to me, he's not like an RDA. And I think Pettis is going to he's going to exploit some of Eddie Alvarez's movements when it comes to the boxing, the bobbing and weaving, when he cuts forward, when he leans in. I think Pettis is going to catch Alvarez. But that's my prediction. So I'm going to say a unanimous decision for Pettis. That's going to be my prediction. I'll go a little more detail than I wanted to. And but if it ends up being a finish, I think it'll be Pettis for sure with a head kick to Alvarez leaning in. That's how. If this fight ends up being a finish, that's how I could see it going. But more probable, Pettis will get the unanimous decision over Alvarez. It's a really good fight. Like I said, it's on the undercard of the UFC Fight Night 81. TJ Dillashaw versus Dominic Cruz is the main event for that 135-pound strap. Huge fight. If you're interested in that fight, the Dillashaw Cruz, if you check some of my earlier videos, I did a breakdown of the history of that division, and I also made a video about the predictions and my predictions for that fight. And so the Pettis Alvarez, this video, that's going to be on the undercard. It's this Sunday in Boston, and it's on free TV. So that's it for this video. If you like the video, subscribe, and if you disagree with my predictions or you just want to chat and give your own opinion, don't be shy, comment in the box below. That's it for this video. MMA Boxing Talk. Until next time, see ya.